I might prefer to have the slip knot. I might have wanted a simple bowline. But who on earth makes a bowline or any other kind of knot without automatically doing what with it as it's going? Build a safety in it as it's happening, so I'm not coming back later to break the knot, to put a half hitch in and think I put a safety in it. A safety has to be an integral part of the knot. Something as simple. When you're out there in that flood, and I need this to happen now, I need my eyes on what? The victim, not my piece of rope. And why on earth would I put an 8 in a line when in reality, every time you use an 8, what happens to it? You load it up, especially when it's wet and muddy, cold and frozen. What are the chances you're going to get it back out? Slim. So why on earth would I do that when I could have built a 9? You know what I mean? I mean, for me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to build a knot that I can't use when I could have done something so stupid simple as to build a 9, which always has a trigger to help release it. But what you might have wanted to do, this is just maybe, I don't know, you know, when you're out there playing, there's always the chance that what I might like to simply build myself a double-headed rescue 8. It's all about what you need at the moment. And some of the things that I personally like to have, and I understand, I think it was you, sir, that said earlier today, that you tied a bowline around a pole.
Yeah.
Right? It saved you and your guys.
Yeah, we're in a flood in Hurricane Matthew.
Congratulations. Yep. Hey, you know, when I was young, we didn't know how to do anything like knots because Rocco wasn't here yet. But you know, one of the things I like to think about is I like to be able to know I can get my rope back. So sometimes all knots begin with one of two motions: an underhand turn to the load or an X. All knots. Every knot you will ever make in your entire life. So if we come on up here and load the living daylights out of this. I'm going to need some help to hold this. Don't wrap a line around your hand. Was that to see if I was looking?
You said to load it.
Load it. Yeah, I want you to load it.
All right.
Do not wrap a line around your hand. First rule of rope, right? And what do you think we have a tendency to do all the time?
Wrap a line around your hand.
And that's because nobody stops us. I want to build a load-capable unit. What I'm going to build,
Okay.
I'm going to build a handle.
Makes sense. Yes.
Right there. Then when I want more handle, eat it. At any point in time, I'm out.
Go up. Yeah.
Go ahead and load it.
All right.
What I need for you to do for me is on this little tab right here, it has to go in the direction of the load. If you pull sideways, it's going to lock down on the last bite. Just take that and pull it straight toward him. Don't hit him with your elbow. Go ahead, take it. 2,000-pound of load, I'll take it out with one hand. So when I do lock myself into trees and stuff like that, when I'm sitting there piled up on rocks on the other side of the river, like in California with pararescue and spec war, I don't want to leave my rope because everything I brought is all I got. When I am leaving that house and I tie it off, what would I like to have with me? My line. So I'm going to prepare for those things. When I brought all my people back from the other side of the river, I want my rope back. I'm going to prepare for how to do that. Everything has a technique. And if Butch can do it, can't be that hard, can it? Something as simple. There's a 3-way buy-off knot. So right now what I can do is load to here, load you to here, and load to here. I need to pivot my way out. I'm going to release that side. Let it go. You let go. Boat swings, pivots. I've now got control of my engine. I'm in control of the current. Right? And now I might do what here? Walk out. Understanding what rope does. The simple pieces. Simple hitches. Like I said a moment ago, all knots begin with one of two motions. Every knot, you cannot build a knot without using one or both of those motions. The first one, an X. The second is a underhand turn to the load. For those of us that make what's called a quiet, slow bowline, we make an underhand turn to the load, we bring the line up, around the back is an X, and through the hole. For those of us who do a running bowline, an X begins, underhand turn, around and down through the hole. For those of us who do flying bowlines, X round, over and done. Same exact motion. How hard can it be? The key, don't look at it. Where do I need my eyes? On my victim, on what's coming down this river at me, at what's going to happen in the next minute and a half. My helmsman's running, we're trying to get our butts out of here. I need you to be telling me what have I got to do in order to get us out in the middle of a storm? I can't even see it. I know where my waypoints are for GPS in the middle of this river. I'm in Oromocto, Canada. I've got a boat that's got 11 people out of their houses. I've got a barge behind me with $2.5 million in cows at 2:30 in the morning. I have got to get to X location, but I can't see the bridge. I can't see the banks. But I know that to make my turn in this 12-knot river, I have to make the turn in a given specific spot. How many of you, if you know you're going to be working in a specific area, have gone out to get GPS Latin longs? I hear people talk about all the time how they ran into stuff that they didn't realize was there because the water was 15 foot higher than it should have been in the middle of the street. Suddenly hit a chimney, suddenly hit a roof. If I'm going into that section of town, where is that intersection? And is it laminated on a piece of paper that tells me in my boat what that intersection is? Bring up your GPS, handheld, take me to that location on a straight line, and where's my right and left hand turns? The same way you did with your fire truck. We don't plan it. But if I had a house on fire, you've never even been to that street, could you find it?
Yep.
You can, can't you? We go boom, 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 and it takes you there. But we don't know where the center of a street is. That street's gone. And I cannot imagine what that roof belongs to, even though I've known, I've looked at that roof dozens of times. I can't even figure out which side of the building I'm on because of this flood. Again, I want to thank you all for coming and listening to me. I hope you've had a good afternoon here with the public safety programs. And again, for me, I'm having a good time.